On February 1st, 1959, in the brutal 30-degree Celsius cold of the Ural Mountains, 9 Soviet students embarked on a fateful trekking expedition and were never seen alive again. This is a real case documented in government files, yet for decades, what truly happened has been buried under layers of unanswered questions. When the rescue team arrived, they found the tent slashed open from the inside, belongings left untouched. In the snow, barefoot tracks led to scattered bodies, some barely dressed, some with shattered ribs and skulls, from forces so powerful science could hardly explain, yet with no external wounds. There were no traces of wild animals and no signs of a fight. For over 60 years, the Dyatlov Pass Incident has haunted Russia like a waking nightmare, spawning theories from top-secret military experiments to the supernatural. And today, we will reopen every page of the case file to see if the truth is far more terrifying than the rumors. Before we begin, if you want to keep exploring real unsolved disappearances, hit the like button and subscribe now. Part 1. The 9 students and the fateful journey. The expedition consisted of 9 members, all students or alumni of the Ural Polytechnic Institute, led by 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov. Known for his meticulous planning and mountaineering expertise, Dyatlov was joined by 8 companions, most in their early 20s, all veterans of challenging Soviet expeditions. On January 27, 1959, they departed from the town of Ivdel, heading toward Mount Otterten, a remote peak that the indigenous Mansi people ominously called the Mountain of the Dead. They carried all the essentials: tents, food, self-defense tools, cameras, and personal diaries. The final photographs show them smiling, playing guitar, and documenting every step of the journey despite temperatures dropping below 20 degrees Celsius and cutting winds. But on January 31st, the weather turned brutal. A sudden snowstorm forced them off course, compelling the group to pitch their tent directly on the slope of Kholat Syakhl, a name in the Mansi language meaning Mountain of the Dead. It was a fateful decision. Within hours, every trace of them would become part of one of the most enduring mysteries in Russian history. Part 2. The Night of No Return. On the night of February 1st, 1959, the wind howled across the slope and temperatures plunged to 30 degrees Celsius. Inside a tent hastily pitched on the side of Kholat Syakhl, the 9 hikers huddled together, trying to keep warm with their sleeping bags and each other's body heat. Their diaries suggest that just hours earlier, the mood had been cheerful. Then, something happened. No one knows exactly what forced them to slash open their tent from the inside and flee. Some ran out wearing nothing but socks or underwear. Barefoot tracks trailed down the slope, vanishing into the darkness. Inside the tent, there was no sign of a struggle, no damage to their belongings, and nothing appeared stolen. Some theories suggest they heard a terrifying sound or saw something so frightening that escape seemed the only option. The howling wind, the suffocating darkness, and the lethal cold turned the mountain into a massive, inescapable trap. From the moment they stepped out of that tent, their fate was sealed. Not one of the 9 would ever make it back. Part 3. The terrifying discovery. It took more than 3 weeks after the Dyatlov group vanished for rescuers to find the first signs. On February 26, 1959, they discovered the tent on the slopes of Kholat Syakhl. Partially buried in snow, it was strangely slashed open from the inside, as if someone had been desperately trying to escape. Inside, boots, coats, food, and even cameras remained untouched. Following the tracks, the search team found the first 2 bodies beneath a cedar tree, wearing only light shirts and underwear. Nearby, 3 more bodies lay scattered in the snow, positioned as though they had been trying to crawl back toward the tent. 2 months later, the remaining 4 bodies were discovered deep in a ravine under thick snow. Some had severe fractures to their ribs and skulls, injuries described as comparable to those from a high-speed car crash. Strangely, there were no corresponding external wounds. One victim was missing a tongue and eyes. That frozen scene cemented the Dyatlov Pass Incident as one of the most chilling and baffling mysteries of the 20th century. Part 4. Theories that defy logic. Since the Dyatlov Pass case was made public, dozens of theories have emerged, yet none can fully explain every detail. the most common, is the avalanche theory. But if that were true, why was the tent still standing on the slope, and why did the group flee hundreds of meters without taking warm clothing? Another theory claims they were victims of a secret military experiment, possibly involving ultrasonic weapons or thermal bombs. This is supported by reports of orange glowing spheres spotted in the sky that night by several witnesses. Some even believe they encountered an extraterrestrial presence or a mysterious creature lurking in the Ural Mountains. The strange injuries, missing tongue and eyes, and lack of any signs of a struggle lend unsettling weight to this idea. Although the Soviet authorities officially concluded the cause was a compelling natural force, the true answer remains buried in the snow and ice to this day. Part 5. Legacy of the Dyatlov Pass Mystery. More than 60 years have passed since that fateful night. Yet the Dyatlov Pass Incident has never lost its mysterious allure. For the people of Russia, it is not merely a case file. It is part of their collective memory tied to the Cold War era, when information was tightly controlled and unexplainable events were often hidden from public view. Over the decades, the case has inspired dozens of books, documentaries, and even feature films. Journalists, researchers, and adventurers alike have returned to the site numerous times armed with modern equipment in hopes of uncovering the truth. Yet each expedition seems to raise more questions than it answers. In 2019, the Russian government unexpectedly reopened the investigation and released an official conclusion. A rare type of avalanche had forced the group to flee their tent in extreme conditions. However, many independent investigators and scientific experts remain skeptical, arguing that the explanation neatly closes the file while leaving glaring inconsistencies unresolved, from the unusual injuries and lack of proper clothing to eyewitness reports of orange glowing spheres in the night sky. Today, the Dyatlov Pass is more than just a challenging trekking destination. It is a symbol of the world's enduring mysteries. Each year, hundreds of visitors travel there, standing in the biting wind and deep snow, trying to imagine the events of that night in 1959. Perhaps the truth still lies dormant beneath the eternal ice, waiting for the right moment to be revealed. Until that day comes, the Dyatlov Pass will remain a question mark etched into history, an enigma that continues to challenge the curiosity, imagination, and understanding of humankind. If the Dyatlov Pass story sent chills down your spine and left you craving more real-life mysteries, hit like so I know you're still here with me, and tap subscribe so you never miss a single story. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell, because the next disappearance we explore might be even stranger than Dyatlov.